somewhere in between, there's gonna be we'll come up with something.
Yeah, and we acknowledge and we know it's not a right, those are privileges that you.
Yeah, but the staff here views it as.
Well, they do, and, part of that's cause historically, I remember when I first started doing a contract here, and I don't even remember who the mayor was, but that was before Walmart was even built. And we were at the table and he's like, if you can just give us a couple of years to get the Walmart built, and the man he's a prophet. Cause I mean, if you look at the city of Horizon City now, compared to where it was 10 years ago, it's night and day. It's night and day. But part of when these guys if these guys get a 5-day suspension, so you're 5 days, and if you're serving that suspension, instead of being able to use your vacation time, you're taking a hit of 40 hours worth of pay. Now, and the way the guys look at it is if they can pick it up on the extra jobs, then their family's not gonna suffer. That's the way they look at it, whether you agree with it or not, that's kind of the way they look at it. Cause, yeah, it's just trying to provide for their families is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and we pretty much allowed them to
Still do the
use-
grants.
to use a grant, to do the grants, but also forfeit their vacation time. So there's
Yeah.
really no limit on that. Like, we can't say, okay, well, 30 days, you can forfeit up to, we haven't set,
Yeah.
there's no precedence on that. So, anybody that's been suspended, we've allowed them to forfeit their
PTO.
their PTO, plus allow them to still work, these grants, because they're still under a supervisor.
Yes.
When they're doing these grants.
Okay, sounds like this is gonna be one, you'll submit language, we'll submit language, and this one's gonna be what we're
Yes.
gonna work on. Yeah, this one's gonna be yeah, which is why I wanted the chief to tell you kind of where he was coming from. And this is also one, cause when we say we don't have approval yet from the mayor for the fine, some of these that we just kinda, we're waiting for him, but this is one I really believe he's gonna lay at the chief's door to administer
Yes,
as
ma'am.
appropriately. Yeah, but this is gonna be one, so let's make that a mission for the next meeting to let's have our language and what we're wanting for Article.
Yeah. Alright, Able, Article 14. Both of us had concerns with this one. On promotions.
So, on promotions, it's gonna be kind of added to the salary, because we are trying to do into a step increase instead of just having the dollar increase. So I'm not sure if you wanna,
It's,
okay, so we would like to add a section 5 where it states promotional minimum increase. An officer who is promoted to a higher rank will be placed in the step in the new rank that goes up above one level increase in salary, or the highest step, or correction, or in the new grade.
and I agree, I think that would be better under the compensation article instead of promotions.
Okay, let's just put,
Cause that's after they promoted. This article, we're trying to get them promoted.
And the reason we're putting that in is because the most recent one was Detective Crespo. He was Officer Crespo and he got promoted to detective, but he didn't see no increase, because at that time we had the $2 salary increase, but he had already made that $2 increase.
yeah, this, we expected this because we talked about this the last go round, so we need to work on the finance piece and see how we can make that work. But I think that really does belong in the promotional, and the reason I flagged this is because we have, where we have the exception with regard to the assistance chief, you know, the promotional process not applying to that. And there's a possibility chief may be asking for a commander, and also to make, if the mayor agrees, then we may ask for that to be an exception to the promotional process as well. I think we talked about this last time too, and it fell away, but yeah, let's just put a pin in that one because we have yet to get the final word from the mayor on that one. But that's the only change. It would be, if in fact we're gonna have a commander, it would be an exception to the promotional process.
So it would be someone that gets assigned.
By the chief, yeah, appointed by the chief. By the next time we meet, we might probably have that resolved of whether or not we're gonna ask for that. Or we're just giving them a heads up. So if you'll have part of it, you can tell us next time too.
On that same section, I have two more things that we would like to add. On the oral interview panel, if the president of the association decides to have a representative to sit on the oral board as a third member of the interview panel, the association president will sit in as a silent observer. And then add a new section for hardship transfers. In the event of special hardship, an affected officer may appeal to the assistant chief or chief for consideration of temporary scheduling or other adjustments to reduce or address personal hardships. The hardship claims will be reviewed by the committee consisting of the association president or designee, the chief of police, and the city human resources. Decisions made by this committee will be based on majority vote, shall be final, and are not subject to appeal or grievance process. And the reason for the hardship transfer is because the last person as an officer we had was Officer Garza, and she went through her pregnancy, so we were trying to place her in the correct areas, and then in the end we transferred over to communications. So it was kind of like she wanted to do a grievance, she wanted to change everything, she was afraid of her weapon, and we couldn't figure something out. So I think it would be best to have 3 people to decide that.
I think this would fit better under Article 20, hours of work, overtime, court time, instead of promotions.
And yeah, that's gonna need some work because when we consider a hardship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also think Elizabeth does a great job in identifying and then obviously letting them know if they need an accommodation.
So we,
it's-
we may need to just memorialize what the process is and what goes on so that everybody understands it and, yeah. Because, yeah, what we consider a hardship and what y'all consider a hardship may not be the same thing.
I agree.
And then once you open that Pandora's box and,
Well, and quite honestly, if it's happening to you, you're gonna consider everything
sure, Yeah.
is catastrophic.
yeah.
So going back one, the silent observer, is that for the oral interview?
Yes.
Because they're already, it's just clarifying that they're sitting there as a silent observer, right? Cause it says additionally, the president shall sit, they have them sitting on the oral board as a third member of the interview panel, but you're now just making them a silent observer, no?
What he was doing was, seeking to change it to where it was the president or his designee, and if the president makes a designee, he can observe but make no comment.
Correct. And the reason is because in these last oral interviews that we had, it was a lieutenant, and I feel as in myself as a president of the association, I don't have that rank, so I'm not gonna be able to make those questions, but I can sit in as a silent observer and get someone to represent the association as the interviewer or be in the panel.
What if, Cause it's, okay, so what it says right now is additionally, the president of the association or his designee shall sit on the oral board as a third member of the interview panel. So that means that whomever that person is can actually participate in the process. When you read that, then you said, well, sit in as a silent observer, but you don't want that to be the case always, right?
Correct.
So what if we make that at the discretion of whomever that is, they can decide if they're just gonna be a silent observer or participate?
I don't know, I think I like it the way it is, because.
I think it's
either
better for you all the
sit
way it is
in-
too.
You sit in and you actually participate in the scoring process.
And if you're just a silent, you're not gonna be able to participate.
If you're a silent observer, no.
Can we have a short caucus?
Yes, of course. Yeah, let me take up a little break, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't sound like something y'all would want. Yeah, but can we take a little, like, 5 minute, or well, whenever, you tell
It
us when you're
shouldn't
ready.
take much longer than
Yeah,
that.
and then that gives us a little,
You wanna sleep?
yeah, we'll leave. Sometime. And then, sir, the observer, that means you need to leave too, because this is their private time to caucus, and then when we all come back in, you can start, resume your film piece.